Blessings. Blessings, blessings, blessings. Hey y'all, how y'all doing tonight? I apologize for the lateness. I'm even 10 minutes later than last week. I apologize. Stuff be happening, all across the board. So it is 7:13 right now on the clock. I like to introduce y'all to my guest in a little bit. I want to make sure she has everything, so it might look like, I'm still doing stuff. So we have to do a little test run. And I don't know what's going on, but it's a lot going on with the phones. But I would like to welcome y'all to Blezzingz, our Contagious podcast show. Thank y'all so much for tapping in. I want to make sure that my guests have what they need to get up here so that we can see. I am live right now. I meant to go up there with my guests real quick, but things got out of control with the time, so I had to start. So whichever way how you got it going, over there where you at, just let it be, let it start. I already sent you the link. I don't want to have to go black on the people so that they can see that I have done everything I was supposed to do on my end. But times is behind, like they're on a different time zone, so it's a lot. But I have a lot going on. Tomorrow I have a great meeting with someone to make this show an international show. I can't wait for that. Shouts out to my people. Shouts out to my loved ones. Y'all know who y'all are. I appreciate y'all so much for y'all support. Shouts out to my sponsorships. I have a few sponsors. One of them I have on these shirts today. Let me see. You can see that. Wait for me. Yeah, let me see. Yeah, you can see it. So wait for me. Send me some merch so that y'all know y'all can go and support Wait for Me app online. It's a great app. It's an app for you to be able to get some money and be an assistant to somebody, or to basically you need some assistance. Like, it's a lot going on. Like I said, like right now I need an assistant and definitely one day I will get one, you know what I'm saying, because life be doing that. I mean, especially when you pushing and you doing and you want to do something outside of the ordinary. Just doing a 9 to 5 for me. I don't take this just as a hobby. So when I'm late, I really feel bad for my guests. I feel bad for my audience that I'm running late. But life is really lifing today, as they say. And it be pushing you to the limits. Definitely me. I'll be pushed to the limits. Let me real quick, because I don't see my guests up here. So before we really get started, y'all can still hear me. I know y'all can still hear me, but I want to make sure that my guest is ready to go, because I've already sent her the link. We're going to send it one more time. Okay. All right. Let me see. No, you're not there. It's another link that I just sent you. No, it's the wrong one. Remember I said I was going to send you a new link. I see you, mama. But go to the other link I just now sent you. Let me see. I don't see you back here. Oh, there we go. All right. So we're going to go ahead and start the show. I can't wait till y'all get to hear. This is part 3. Part 3 of this journey with my guest. Yeah. There you were there. I just see you up here. I see you wherever you were just at. Okay. All right. There we go. All right, beautiful. I see you. You're looking great. I see you from here. Nobody else sees you. Yeah, it looks great. So I'm gonna bring my guest up here today. Hey, mama.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm amazing.
That's right. Amazing. Yes. Go ahead and introduce yourself for me, please.
Okay, my name is Naya. I'm from Virginia. I am the owner of Wavy on Wheels. Um, yeah.
Okay, yeah. That's right. Owner, we like to hear that. You know what I'm saying? It's rare. But at the same time, a lot of our young ladies and young men are starting these businesses. That's why we're here today. So we could talk about, hey, listen, we're not anybody. We ain't gonna go there. We're gonna say
Right.
a lot of people who really are serious about their branding, about their business, about, you know, one day coming out of being out of that whole everyday clocking in to another job and just really taking yourself serious and starting your own business. So I'm gonna do that for you because
Thank you.
you're one of those young people, you know what I'm saying? We're gonna tell the people, let me take these off because I see a little glare. You know, Auntie don't even like I don't even like wearing no glasses for real. But
Right.
y'all just heard me say auntie. So this is my niece. And my niece has been listening when we don't think that the young ones are listening. There is always one or two, maybe hopefully three in the batch that's listening to your advice as OGs, you know what I'm saying? And I just want y'all to know this is one of my nieces who was listening. And she took a lot of, you know, what I've since they know me, I've been an entrepreneur. Me and my husband own businesses, and we worked as well, but we definitely on businesses. We was running off, doing, you know, raising our family and everything. But Brianna is my blood niece. I can't nobody take that from me. You know what I'm saying? It's and some people would say different because they're like, you are my son's bonus daughter, but when from the first day I seen you, that I said that's my little boo right there. I make sure every day, you know what I'm saying, you have what you needed, you know what I'm saying, you can ask your mama. I said, okay, Brianna got some milk and some pampers, cause we gonna make sure of that, you know what I'm saying, that's my boo. And ever since you've been in this family, I think you were like one, if that, probably younger than that. I think you turned one. But like I tell people, love is contagious, and love is something that you cannot play with. Like it's serious. Like people feel, the kids feel love, and they know real. That's for sure. They know real. So Brianna knew that I was one of them aunties that was like, look, it is what it is, right? And you said what you said. You remember sitting down here and me,
Yeah,
at my
sitting
big bed.
inside, for real, sitting inside the bed, sitting there, auntie just going, sitting inside of the car, or the Impala to be exact. You know, back then, if you had an Impala, honey,
Yes, I love my Impalas. Yes.
yeah, definitely
Absolutely.
remember those days.
Yes, absolutely. And you know, I'm gonna talk, everybody know that, you know what I'm saying? And we're gonna talk about rebranding because that was the first name of my my podcast. When I first started podcasting, it was Tanika Talk, because I talk a lot and my name is Tanika. My mama gave me that name, Tanika. And then the Golden Nugget Hour. And the Golden Nugget is a piece of wisdom that you will leave here or that you go by, a mantra that you go by every day, which I'm gonna ask you at the end of the show for yours. But that I had to rebrand from that. And, and I'm still using the Golden Nugget here in Blessings Are Contagious podcast show. But when I made the move and life was changing, I had to rebrand. So talk about rebranding. Let's talk about rebranding with you.
Okay, so like rebranding, I feel like that is key in a business, especially like during the journey of a business, because you're gonna start off one way, and like you said, you're gonna continue to go, and then it's gonna change over time because you're evolving over time. You're not like staying very stagnant. And I look at life like that too. It's like you have to evolve and you have to continue to go, and that's it's just like a business.
Yeah.
So yeah, I feel like rebranding is definitely like a key. It's something you gotta do.
It's something you have to do. And a lot of people don't realize that rebranding even in your life.
Right.
Like rebranding your whole life. Like let's do
Yeah.
this short. Let's switch up. Let's
Yeah.
just be
Yeah.
somebody else
Because
real quick. You're
this
allowed
is
to do
no
that.
longer this is no longer serving the vision that I've had. You know, it's not serving that vision anymore. So I need to go ahead and move forward now.
Right. And speaking of vision, I love your background. Where are you at there?
I'm in Dallas.
You in Dallas?
Yeah.
It's so pretty. I knew you was a Texas girl,
Isn't
but Texas is big, so I didn't even ask what part. Where I've been to Texas twice, I believe. Right. One for South by Southwest, Texas, the music festival with
right.
my son Toro, and then and your cousin Snoop. Well,
Mhm.
that's right. You know Ron, but they call him Snoop. You know. Uh, and shouts out to him. Love you, babe. Sending love and
Yeah, I
kisses
love you.
to Snoop and Nas out there. But we then I went for my son. He was in the Air Force, so he graduated. Well, you know they whatever how they say whatever. So out of boot camp.
Right.
So I went out there and I was in the place where the original Coyote Ugly, which is a bar. My husband took me over there. That's when I used to drink a little bit. And I went in up got there and there was a man in this big hat. He was just buying all the drinks. And me and your Uncle John, we was just drinking all the drinks. And then next thing I know, I was wasted. And I ended up on top of the bar. And they was like, yeah, put the chocolate one in the middle of the white girls. It was
Oh my God.
crazy. Yeah. See, that's why I don't drink anymore. See? Yeah, stuff like that happening, you know. But you know, me and your Uncle John, we lived. You know what I'm saying? There's nothing wrong with living. You know what I mean?
Right.
You know, you only got one life to live. You know what I'm saying? But tell the people how it is out there in Texas because you moved from Virginia to Texas a little while now. How is it different out there?
I would definitely say the price is different. The price
The
is
price.
totally different. Let's just say I can go inside of the grocery store and I can get like some food, the same quantity, the same amount, and it would be like what? Almost half the price, honestly. Almost
Really?
half the price. Yeah. I can say almost half the price.
Wow.
And yeah, and even like the homes here are different too. Um, it's about half the price too for the home, honestly.
Sounds like I want to move to Texas.
That, no, seriously. And then it's like it's a lot of opportunities here because there's so many people here. Like it's people galore. Like it's traffic every single day. How many people is here? So just so many opportunities, so many ways that you can like really figure out what you want to do and get in your lane because it's so fast. Like everything is just fast. And I feel like Virginia is more like a slow and steady wins the race kind of vibe. But here it's like either you get in, you get it done, or you get put out. You get what I'm saying? Like
You
you
know,
gotta do it now.
they say that Virginia is for lovers, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And
Virginia's for you to if you're already established, if you are doing good in life and you just trying to kick back and chill, put your feet up, that is Virginia. Virginia is for lovers. Virginia, yeah, that's exactly.
it's
They have it right.
right. Well, you know, a lot of people from there, they be like, yeah, I don't know. Virginia is, you know, it's not for lovers. It's one person I have here said Virginia's for haters, and I was like, wow, that's a little strong. But I raised my whole family there. I feel like Virginia is very much for lovers, where, like you saying, already established, have their families. Me and Uncle John, you know, we raised our family, our sons to they real Virginia guys, you know what I'm saying? Like Asani, he's like, I'm a farmer. Like my grandfather told me to be a farmer, so I'm a farmer. Like he's a real to the dirt type of, you know, get things done. But then, you know, you have my other son, especially Zion, he's like his dad too, as far as some get to the business. Cause Virginia's like that. If you're not to the business, they, you know, a lot of things are not gonna be well for you.
Yeah, no, not at
Right.
all. Not at all. And
Right.
you gotta know who knows. You
Right.
gotta know people. You can't just go to Virginia and feel like because you popping that you gonna pop. No, you
No.
got to know the right
No.
people. You gotta know who to deal with, who not to deal with, and they're very tight circled. Like this, very very tight in there. Like
Yes. And then you can get in there and then the circle can get loose real quick.
I'm
So be
talking
real
about
careful.
quick. Like snap my finger.
You be like, dang, well, okay. I
Wait
see
a
how you
minute.
do.
Wait a
You
minute.
call me, you needed my help. Okay.
Okay.
It'd be like that. You know what I'm saying? You also was here at one point in Atlanta. We
Mhm.
want to make sure that the young girls, you know, you're a beautiful young lady. You carry yourself very well. Hey, sissy. Sherelle just popped in. She said, hey, fam.
Hey, auntie.
Hey sis, that's all I said. Next time if you want to comment or anything, go to my YouTube. So everybody go to my YouTube. That's Blezzingz, Blezzingz 22, and that way you can comment like Sissy up here comments. And finally, she's been on the other shows. I would go and look at the Facebooks, right? And I'll be like, all these comments come from Sherelle. She's trying to talk, but I can't answer her. But now I can. Hey sis, I love you so much. So, what I was saying was, Atlanta, right? With us staying out here, what I want to do is make sure that the young ladies, beautiful young ladies like yourself, have knowledge. You know, push her brand, do what she's doing for business, and we want them to be safe. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And what we've already been through, or was able to get out of there in a different way because of your mindset. You was raised by you know what I'm saying, who we are, you know what I mean, but so you
Right.
know better. But other young women might not have that you had, might not have
Right.
had an auntie sit down and kick them the real, might not have had a dad and be like, yo bro, I'll put my in your real quick. But how was your experience here?
And see, my experience there was so like, it was like it kind of balanced each other. The good and the bad balanced each other because I was having a time of my life as far as like performing, meeting people, like time of my life, but at the same time, I was struggling real, real bad. Like
Mm,
I was sleeping inside of a car, I was jumping from like house to house, like
yeah.
doing the most because I really felt like I could make it in music.
Yes, you can.
So that was a really challenging point, but I learned a lot being there. Like it kept me with my drive. It kept me pushing because I had to figure out it wasn't my comfort zone. I had to figure it out. Like it was either I'm gonna sleep in my car and not make no money, or I'm gonna make some money and I'm gonna be somewhere. I'm gonna figure this out. I'm gonna eat today. Like I gotta figure out how I'm gonna eat. Like
Right,
it put a
right.
different kind of like hustle inside of me. So I really appreciate it, but it was a challenge.
Yeah, yeah. When me and Uncle John first came here back in 2018, um, it was just a challenge, for us to get our footing. It was a lot of things that we didn't understand, like the risk. It was a risk fee or something like that. Then it's like more than a deposit. You got your rent, then you got the risk fee, then you got a deposit. Like it was just a little too much. And so we had went back to Virginia. But now that I'm down here, it's different. It's of course it's gonna be different because I'm moving a little different now that I'm a widow. Things are gonna be different. But the one thing about it is that they are good, very good people, and they're there to help you out. Like I wouldn't have been able to even start back this show without a sister named Nicole Anderson. She is the owner of Her Wine called Her, and she's a sister, and she came to my job, and we just chopping it up and everything, and I'm getting people to buy her whole bottle, like forget buying a glass, no 8 ounce, no 5 ounce, like buy the whole bottle, like. So me and her got really cool at that night. She was like, "Tell me what you need." She called me, and I said, "I need a radio station." And in Virginia, I had a radio station that I just walk into, I sit down, everything else is done for me. But he taught me how to engineer, so I know how to engineer my own show. So I need a radio station, and so she was like, "All right, I'm gonna link you with my friend named Qua." Shouts out to Qua. That is DLE Radio, the Livest Entertainment radio station online here, set up in Atlanta. So the next day while I'm at work, I get a text, and she sent a text between him and I, like it was a three-way text. And then she was like, "This is Lessons." She saw it, and da da da. "This is Quad. He got da da da." And I'm like, "Oh, this is cute." I never
This
had
is
that
cute.
before. And I called him, and he was like, "Yeah." So it seems like you don't need nobody to like hold your hand, and that's a lot of that going on. But you don't need nobody to hold your hand. You got this. You know what to do. Now he didn't have to do much, but let me just go. but I now have a
Right.
radio station behind me, and he's right now in the process, and I can let the cat out the bag, where he is switching everything over to. Oh, Sherelle said you look beautiful.
Thank
Um,
you, Auntie.
yes, yes. She said Nisi Poo. I'm gonna make sure I say it right.
Thank you.
Yeah, you look beautiful, Nisi Poo. Um, but he was like, all right, so I'm just gonna let you go. You know what I'm saying? Do your thing. So I'm somebody's trying to enter in. Let me see who that is. So I'm like, all right, cool. You know what I'm saying? We just gonna ride. I'm just gonna do what I do. And man, he's changing everything over to the radio, to a TV station. We're gonna be he said you got a lot of shows in the arsenal. Like you don't have to really do much. Like you're already caught up. All I gotta do is take your joint and put it over here real quick. So that's gonna be soon. But there are people, because we want the young ladies to really realize, because again, you're a beautiful young lady. Men be trying to take advantage. A man even took advantage of me on the fact that my car needed some work done, and he tried to take money from me, and then my car ended up on fire. So like, there's a lot of things that people do here, because it could be a little bit known as Scam City, Scam State, the
Hmm.
place where they do scams.
Hmm. Hmm.
But you won't get scammed if you do your business in such a way with some type of knowledge of your business, know what you
Right.
got going on, know what you there for. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Um, we had a conversation earlier in our pre-interview where your father sent me to come and get you from a studio, because I've been in studios before, and he was like, because if I go up there, it's not going to be good. And I'm like,
Right.
okay, I got it. You know, I
Right.
was
So
already.
it's like situations like that. At that point in time, I was just like new to the business, so I was very naive. Well, I wouldn't say naive. It was more so curiosity. Curiosity kills the cat every single time. I was very
Right,
curious to know, like, what is it can you offer me? Because I'm there, I'm running, and I'm trying to get to a goal. Are you able to help me achieve that goal?
right.
So being curious, that's that's that. The curiosity kills the cat every time. Just
Curiosity.
know that. Curiosity kills the cat.
Right,
So you just gotta be like mindful of learning discernment and learning what other people's intention is. But that goes for like everything. You
right,
know, you got to know, ask the higher source, what Yeshua, whatever you call the higher source. You got to
source.
ask the higher source,
Right,
show me what this person's intentions are, or guide me as I'm walking through this path,
right.
to not make certain mistakes and not put yourself in situations where you can get yourself in trouble and you can get somebody hurt.
Right, that part, because it was about to go down. But how do you feel like I handled it as your auntie, by telling you I trust you, and you already know what it is with the family. I trust you, and I know
Right,
that you're mature enough to stay here. So I'm gonna leave.
right.
How did you
I
feel
feel
about
like
that?
that was okay. Like that's how you were supposed to handle it in that moment. Like the way it happened was the way that it was supposed to happen, because if it didn't happen the way that it was supposed to happen, I wouldn't have had the knowledge that I have today.
Yes, I love
You
that.
know?
Yes, thank you. I love that you say it like that, because people don't realize a lot of things that we go through, we are literally supposed to learn so that we won't continue doing the same thing. And you're really supposed to be learning from each one of your
Right,
situations. Yeah,
right. That's facts. And I think, some people get so caught on to the situation they don't realize, like, okay, wait, there's something I'm supposed to be learning at this very moment. It's not the situation that's going to take you out of here. It's going to be yourself, if anything. You got to just like, you got to be like, all right, wait,
what's
what is
happening?
this?
Right.
What is going on here? What are you trying
Yeah.
to show me?
What are you trying to show me? Right. Absolutely. Even, we had talked about just growth, and that was one of our key points, and where we said we're going to be talking about growth. Okay.
Hmm.
Let me see, because it would be good if I have them up here. Let me see if this is, let me see. because I really want to talk about the fact that you guys. Hold on, let me see who that is. Who's this back here? Nope, it can't come up. Cause I'm gonna say, okay, so let me just say, you and your cousin was talking yesterday, my son, and y'all was saying like when y'all were kids, the things that y'all was manifesting, that y'all was talking about y'all gonna do, and everything. How do you feel like in your growth that you've done as you're rating yourself? How do you feel like you've done from that time when y'all were little kids to now?
I feel like I've done pretty good. Honestly, I feel like I ain't do too bad. I feel like I got some ways to go, but I feel like I ain't do too bad. Honestly,
Yeah,
I feel like
yeah,
a
yeah.
girl has
Well,
definitely
I'm definitely proud of you
thank
because a
you.
lot of people. Let's see what Sherelle said. Are you? All right, Sherelle said, "Are you will be repeating your situation if you don't learn, yeah, from your mistakes, and you will be on repeat." Absolutely, that's true. You will. You have to learn from your mistakes, and I feel like you are a person who literally um, be in your moment. It looks like you're not there in the moment to the naked eye, but those who know, they know. Nah, she's tuned in into her frequency
Right,
and that's how she's learning from her
right.
mistakes, and she's not making them again like that. You won't see Brianna do that again. You won't see that. Hold on, let me see. I don't think I hear you. Say something.
You can hear me?
Right. You want mute
Okay.
on my end. People can hear you, but because I noticed this from my other shows, but that's only because somebody just tried to come in
Oh, okay.
and then it didn't work, so it messed up the stream. So what I'm gonna need you to do is just go out and go right back
And
to the
come
same
again.
stream.
Okay.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah, I'm trying to figure out who this is on the other end because let me take them out. Let me see. Yeah, okay. She went out and she gonna come back in because yeah, yeah, Cheryl. She has grown. She has grown. We super proud of Bree. Okay. Okay. There you go. Let me see. I can hear you now, Mama.
Okay, cool.
All right, yeah, that's what happens. The stream and everything, it just knocks everything out. But Aunt Cheryl said she has grown. You
Thanks,
have grown.
Auntie.
You have grown you have grown a lot from your situations and everything. A lot of things come against you. I want you to let the young ladies know because a lot of times the younger version of us would not even listen to some like OG or somebody telling them, "Hey yo, like for real, like there's a lot going to happen. Uh, you might be up today and down tomorrow,
Right,
but keep going."
right.
You know what I'm saying? Can you tell the young ladies how important it is and giving them example on you keep going through all your adversities?
Honestly, if you keep going, how can I? Okay, because wait, let me make sure I say this right.
Yeah, cause I already know you gonna give them something because that's the thing. Like it's like wow, like how do I keep going in the moment? In the moment, you're like, how do I keep going?
Okay,
But
so and the way that I'm just gonna say the way I look at it of continuously going. It's not really more so materialistic for me because material things we really can't take it with us. Um, I keep going because I just know that it's always going to get better. It's not going to get worse. It always gets better. So I know, like, okay, for example, 5 years ago, I said where I was going to be. I said I was going to be here 5 years ago. I
mm,
said I wasn't going to be in Virginia. I said I was going to
okay,
have businesses. I literally said all of this of what I was going to be doing in 5 years. So it's just beautiful to watch it unfold. And the reason why you got to keep going is just so that you can see it unfold. People, they stop right when it's about to happen and then it never happens. or it takes longer because you stop. You gotta keep going, like no matter what, no excuses. Yeah, you can take a moment to decompress, cry, rip your wig off if you need to, but put it back on and continue to go.
Keep going. I agree. I agree. A lot has happened. In all things, like we're saying, we learning from it. At that time, you might not, get it. Some people got to write stuff down, and that writing it down brings up books. TT, shouts out to TT, Miss not teacher, she know. That's Happy Friend, and she wrote a book because Aunt Happy sent her a journal when she first
Mhm.
found out that she was going to battle this fight with cancer, and she sent her a book, and she started writing things down in that book, and everything that she was learning, and that the push through, and how to go and get free flights to her treatment. She's down here in Atlanta all the time because she's getting free flights. She's doing that push through, and she's writing it down, and she's finding out what doctor is good, what nurse treated her crazy. One nurse, she said she was so crazy on the phone, she didn't know who she was because she was in the medical field before she found out she had cancer. And then
Right.
she wouldn't let the people know. This girl made me feel like this when I'm going through one of my darkest moments, and that girl no longer had the job. So all these things, yeah, you have the right to do that, and you should, because people need to learn how and come back through. If you have to be retrained, but you shouldn't be around people that's going through their darkest moments and treating people that way. So she wrote these things down, and she wrote a whole book, and it's on Amazon, paperback, and in hard copy and everything. Like, she's doing really, really good.
That's
And
good.
she
That's an
believes.
example of continuing to go and
Yes,
continue to push because it's
yes.
always a amazing outcome at the end. Like it's always gonna just blow your mind.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah, it is. You're gonna be like, what? Because even this, like, starting the show, it was like, wow, like I love doing the show. It's therapeutic to me and everything. Starting branding was therapeutic. Blessings, the overwhelming love that I got from Hampton, Virginia, and Newport News, Virginia, even over the water, Virginia Beach, and all them buying my stuff, buying my blessings. I'm going somewhere and I see somebody wearing my apparel. Like, those things make you feel great.
Right.
Starting your branding, like, what did it take? Like, was it like I'm just moving and it's starting organically?
So I did try the organic way. No, not organic. I tried so many different ways. I tried restart. I tried to
Mm-hmm.
restart completely. That
Yeah.
worked, but at the same time, I'm like, why am I restarting when I already have a platform? Why would I do that? I might
Right.
as well just add on. Like,
Right.
okay, yeah, look, this what it was, but look, this is what it is now. You
Yeah.
know?
Right. Right. This is what it
So
is.
yeah, this is what it is. This is it's you either accept it or you don't. And I tell people that too. Like they'll come to me and they'll ask me like, how you do Instagram? How you do Facebook? How you do it with your business? And I'm like, it's either they're gonna like it or they're not.
Right. Right. Cheryl text, she said, LOL. Yes, don't stop, won't stop. Yeah, we ain't gonna stop.
Not gonna stop. What are we stopping for? What are we stopping for? We're gonna stop it. We're gonna continue to loop over and over. And you're gonna feel like you're going crazy. That's why
Right.
they say that's insanity when you keep doing the same thing over and over. Because it truly is. If you see what's gonna happen, the end result, every time it's the same end result, and you think it's gonna change, it's not gonna change. It's gonna be that same end result, and you're gonna constantly keep on going through it ever like shoot, you might die going through it, and then you got to come back here and you got to go through it again because you ain't get it the last time.
Right. Why we do that? Yeah. Yeah. Nah, just keep your flow going. Blessings is something that I should say anyway. This is part 3 for you. You was on my show in Virginia. And
Mhm.
you remember me saying it then, blessings, blessings, blessings. I was always
Right.
blessing somebody. I go in blessings and I leave blessings, you know what I mean? So that was a natural, like an organic, like, okay, what do I rename the show? So I just said Blessings. And then I said, you know what? Blessings. I was in a conversation, and shouts out to my other sponsor, Mike Diamond for Virginia Villains out there in Virginia, doing big things. They have 2 stores, one uptown, one downtown, Newport News on Jefferson Avenue. And he helped me start Blessings. And he was like, even with the Z's, he was like, yo, it sounds like you saying a bunch of Z's, man. Like that's how you talk, you know what I mean? So it's like he started making fun of my New York accent. But that's how Blessings started. And I said, well, shoot, that's my own frequency. Can't nobody really say it like
Right.
that but me. You know what I mean? But that's how you find me. That's why I say put all Z's, no S's. If you're gonna put an S, you're not gonna find me. You have missed my frequency. You know what I mean? That came organically.
You're not
You
in
know what I'm
tune.
saying?
That's why they say tune in. You got to tune in.
Yes, yes. Tell the young ladies and young men, you know, how important it is for you when you learn that you got to tune in.
Oh my God. So like that's such a because my learning tune in was not peaches and cream, okay? My tune in was
Yeah.
like a roller coaster ride and the universe said, hey, watch this. Watch this. Hey, look, hold on real quick, real tight. All you gotta do is hold on. That's it.
That's
That's
it.
all you gotta do. And then it was just
Mm-hmm.
like, so I really can't. All I can say is when it comes down to like learning the frequency and learning how to tune in, it's gonna be a very beautiful, interesting moment. I can't. My moment and their moment is gonna be totally. It's not gonna be the same moment, but I do know that it's still gonna be beautiful and interesting.
Yeah, it is. It definitely is because we were talking earlier about, finally listening to the higher self, the higher power. Like we said, however way you want to look at it, just know it's something higher than you.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
it. It could be God. It could be Allah. It could be Yeshua. It could be what's the other one? Alam. It could be
Buddha.
Buddha. Like it could be like it could be any of them, whoever. Like
Nah, really, truly, like, cause for real, it all boils down to, and this might sound a little, uh, to some people off, but it all comes down to you. It all comes down to it being you. Like
right.
you have to discipline your own self and
Oh,
your
for
own, and
sure.
during that discipline, you good?
Yep.
During that discipline is gonna, what Aunt Sherelle said. During that discipline, what it's going to do is get you to your next level.
Right.
You not eating certain things, it's going to help you with your health.
Right.
You starting to exercise. That's
Right.
going to help you with your body. You know what I mean? Like you
Yeah.
really, it's not like you worshiping yourself. You're worshiping a higher self of you, so that
Right.
because that's the only way that you can be in the frequency of the highest power.
Right. Because
You can't keep
God
going against
is
that.
inside of you. And Jesus even said that inside of the Bible. Jesus is
Mm-hmm.
talking about the living God. And I don't know if that like took it just went out of people's brains and they don't understand that the living God we are it's in us,
Mm-hmm.
you
Mm-hmm.
know? So
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's very
Right. It's like, Auntie don't go out the Bible too much, but for sure that I know that I grew up hearing the stories, you know what I'm saying? And when they used to
right.
say
You should
some,
have you ever read it?
mm-hmm.
Like just to read. Okay, so you already know empty stop playing.
Yeah,
Like
I used to be with I would call a holy roller. Like I was walking with my word. I was my Bible,
right,
I had the kids at the church every week. Me and your Uncle John.
right,
Yeah,
right,
yeah.
right,
We used to
right,
do that.
right,
I used to be so in these that I would work and I used to work at the to the Wally World. We ain't gonna say too much, but and I would go and get my check and take it right there to the low bank inside the place. And I used to be like, give me 2 envelopes, please. And so one envelope was for me, and the other envelope was for my 10% tithing.
all right, now let me ask you this. Let me
Yes.
ask you this. While you was doing that, did you or did you not see an increase? Just answer to me that. And I'm talking about as a blessing at any, it can be any kind of blessing.
Yeah.
Did you see it?
No. And the reason why I say no, the reason why I say no, because I don't see how.
I
Now,
can't believe it.
discipline, yes, that made me have a better insight on being disciplined. Like I said, give me two envelopes.
Okay, okay,
I
okay.
knew
So
that's
yours
what
is
I had to
discipline.
do.
Okay.
Going like that 10% coming back in a way of cash or monetary, no, because me and my husband, maybe I could not have paid attention to it, but we did not. I don't. My husband was a working man. You already know that. My
Right,
husband had his
right,
own
right,
business and
right.
stuff like that. So it wasn't like I see, but I know that that made it where it made us have more discipline. For what I know today, let me answer it like that. For what I know today, no, but
I
right,
feel
it
like
made me more disciplined.
I feel like because when you're married, you're one flesh. So
Yes,
you were going there and you were tithing and he was working. So you both were seeing the fruits at that point, even
I
though
can
it
see
was
that.
you personally that was going there, but y'all are one flesh. So
Yes,
I believe that the blessings was there. I
yes.
believe it.
I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying because Uncle John, he was a top salesman, and everywhere he went, he sold cars. And he even had his own car lot. So yeah, I could see that. At the times where I say that, when we were down, it was like, yo, like, wait a minute. Even when it was like I'm calling on God from, when my son was in the hospital and was literally dying, and I'm calling the church, and I'm like, can y'all come and pray for my son? Like I tithe, yeah.
Right,
Um,
right, right.
they didn't come up to Charlottesville, you know what I mean, and pray over my
Mm,
baby. And he still passed away, you know what I mean? But at the end of the day, it was like I did blame them for a little while until I
right,
realized that it had nothing to do with them. Had
right,
nothing to do with them. Okay. So a lot of things that I've learned today, and I don't get up here a lot and talk about my spirituality.
right.
Oh, Sherelle said, not if you unequally yoked. Oh,
Very
that's
true, Auntie. That's very true. If you're not equally yoked, yeah,
yeah.
you,
Yeah, you
yeah.
got to be equally yoked. That's true, and we know that. Me and John, because John, he definitely took care of his family. We all can say that looking at his sons today, that he was a great dad. He put a lot of greatness into his sons because at any moment they could have been something different. You know what I'm saying? But they definitely give honor to their father by making sure that they be stand up honorable men. You know what I'm saying? And
Right.
keep to be their own boss. Even the baby, Zion was 16 when John transitioned, and he's still like pushing. He works like two jobs. I think he's Jamaican. He thinks he's Jamaican. He loves Bougie Banton. Yeah, Popcorn. He loves those artists. You know what I'm saying? Seeing how things are today, right? A little term, seeing things how things are today. How do you feel about your family and just in a whole? You have a brother, a young brother. He get up and he work every day. Lil Tay, shouts out to Lil Tavy. Tavy's my bonus son. Everybody know that him and Zion look just like him and my baby boy. Yeah,
No,
they
literally.
they best cousin. But him working every day, us pushing past. You have said something to me about AI, and how do you think that these young people can use AI to start their businesses to help them with that?
Honestly, they can just ask AI whatever question that they have. It's just like Google. Whatever you put inside of AI is going to produce. So you can say, hey, AI, how do I start a business? It's going to tell you step by step how do you start that business. Okay, boom, you did that part. AI, help me with a business name. Okay, let's go through the business name. Hey, AI, how do I get my LLC? It's going to tell you how you get your
Yeah,
LLC. Like, it's going to tell you everything you need to know.
yeah,
It's nothing but just to put you just gotta put into it. You just gotta ask it. But that's just like I keep referring back to life because it's literally that's just like life. You just gotta ask.
That's it. It's literally it's just that simple. You act. That's like when people don't realize how um, manifestating is. It's you writing it down, or you putting it in your head. You speaking it out your mouth, and you going towards that thing. And then the timing is where people get messed up because they think it's supposed to be like abracadabra. Abracadabra does work, but in some cases you got to relax. You know why? Because of the process. You got
Right.
to
You
go through
can't
the process.
you gotta go everything is a process. Everything is a
Mm-hmm.
process.
Mm-hmm.
Literally. Birth is a process.
Right.
Building a house is a process. Everything is a process. Healing is a
Right.
process. And you can't skip over the process.
You
Shoot,
can't.
it took God a process to even create Earth. Like everything is a process.
It's a process.
Like once
Right.
people accept that and accept that it's just a process,
Mm-hmm.
I feel like the world would be a better place. Because I
Yeah.
feel like people just be like, oh my God, I gotta go through it. Duh, you gotta go through it. Like you got to go through it, and that's why they say, "As I walk through the valley of the shadow of the death, I do not fear no evil." And he said, "I
Right.
walk." He did not say, "I've been." I was strolling. I was stopping. I stood there. I looked around. I looked at all the darkness and was like, "Dang, look at this darkness." Like, no, he kept
Mm.
walking and he said, I don't fear it. I'm not paying attention to that. That's where the discipline comes in at. That's where the focus comes in at. Don't pay attention to all of this is going on. You got to focus. Walk through.
Television yourself.
Keep
How do you?
walking.
How do you, as your age, and you walk around being beautiful, you stay looking cute. Baby girls looking beautiful. How do you stay focused? Like, what is your thing? Like, what do you do?
I pray, first off, to start there. I pray. I pray my tail off. When I tell you, I don't think nobody understand how much I pray. Like, I pray my butt off. And it just helps me like be calm and just go through it. Honestly,
Mm-hmm.
that's the only key. Like
Me too.
I'm human too. I have my moments. I have my days. Like, but I just pray and I just be like, help a girl out. Help a girl out. Let me get through it. We just gotta get through this day. Can we get through this day?
Yeah. Let me get through this. Yeah. Yeah.
Honestly, that's yeah, that's the secret.
Praying.
Other than that, I'm doing everything just like everybody else. I put my clothes on just like everybody else. I do my hair just like everybody else.
I love that. I love that. I love that. I love that. What I'm saying, being transparent is one of the keys that we need. On Matrix, when the guy he had all those keys on the key
Mhm.
ring, and each one of those keys open up each one of them damn doors and everything. I feel the same way for life. You know what I'm saying? Like taking those keys and just saying, okay, this one opens this door. Now I know what to do. Next and next. You said something earlier about we're gonna touch a little bit, you know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
And you said that you were put in a position that you had to read something in the Bible, or you had to read the Bible, and you had to, it helped you.
Yeah. Yeah, this is when I was incarcerated. It sounds weird for me to even say that because I'm like, what, me?
Me too.
But like me? You talking about me. Look, let me tell you, I was in there and I would wake up and I would just laugh because I could not believe that I was there. I'm like, God, are you for real? But like like you gotta be joking. Like this gotta be a joke, right? But anyway, but it was such a amazing time because I was actually able to like spread the word and I was actually able to get closer myself. Like I've always listened to the stories of the Bible and I never really sat down and had to read a whole entire story of the Bible. And I actually picked the book of John. And let me tell you something. When I read the book of John, I was like, Jesus was that man. I was like,
clock it. I call bro Yeshua, and I sit down with bro every day. You know what I'm saying? Yo, bro, you already. That's how I talk to him. You know what I'm
Yo,
saying?
he was
His
that
just right there.
guy.
So, bro,
No, for
yeah,
real.
yeah.
So being in there, I slept with the Bible open because I was in a psych unit, and it was like I was everybody talked to themselves. I thought that it was two people to a cell. It was not. It was not, and I was very baffled when I found out that it was only one person to a cell. I was like, dang, So that was it was experience. But here in Texas, I actually met 8 wonderful women, and it was TK. Shout out to TK because
That's
when I first opened my eyes, she looking at me. She like, "What's your name?" I'm like, "Dang." I don't know. I just opened my eyes. I'm thinking it was Emily too. And Emily, shout out to Emily too. Emily, she like, when you get here, like, what's your like? They was like, oh, what you got going on? What you in here for? You got
Get out of here.
and that was my girl too. And then we had what was it? Mary, she was down there. We had what was her name? I didn't really talk to her much. I forgot her name that quick. And then we had Emily, and I think it was like Casey. I don't know. I don't really talk to the other girl much, so I can't remember her name. But shout out to
Okay.
her too. But we used to sit down at the table and like have Bible study and like we used to do the Jericho walk inside of the cell. Like,
No, I do that. I do that all the time.
we
Yeah,
was
it
doing
works.
that. It does. We was doing that, and even though I was like going through it, I felt like that the higher power was definitely using me in that time because I had to touch those and I had to give the wisdom that I know to them so that they can continue their journey. Just like in Virginia, I had to give the wisdom that I knew to them.
Right.
And the ones that drank the water, they are in a different position. They're doing amazing, and the ones that chose not to drink the water, they may drink it later, and they just didn't drink it at that point. But no, it wasn't the worst experience, but I wouldn't recommend like don't just get in trouble and then go to jail. Like mine was just a divine timing. It was something that I was supposed to go through. I'm not promoting jail at all.
Right, exactly. Do you think you chose the Book of John?
It really just happened that way. Like I was reading the book of Psalms, and honestly, it really just happened that way. I did not know that I was going to be reading the book of John. I did not know that I was going to really learn who Jesus was because I heard about him all the time, but I didn't know that I was really going to learn that. I'm glad I did.
I'm glad you did too. Now let me say this. This is where I'm at. You already know where I'm tapped in at. But your Uncle John, my late husband, loved you so much. And
Yeah.
what he used to call you, bring.
Bring.
Right? And I feel like he guided your spirit to that book because one thing he would have never ever wanted or to expect like we didn't of you being locked up.
Right.
Anywhere. Okay, so his name being John, and John was a very religious, spiritual person before spirituality became a hit.
Yeah, it's the thing now.
Right now it's hey, I'm spiritual too, but he definitely would not have wanted you in that, and he definitely would have wanted you to change your mindset, and so that you can feel like, okay, this is why I'm here. So also we have on Tracy, blessings to my sister. She passed around like the same month they both passed, and these people would they still live. Their spirit lives on forever for me. So like I had told you, and I had my little stint in there. I think I was in there like 15-14 days. Sherelle, what she say? Oh Lord, this is when I need my glasses. Because I really can't be seen. Okay, boom, boom. There we go. Like the song say, get them though. Okay, yeah. So I don't know what song's talking about. Get me the. Oh, she's saying it like ish, shit. Okay, boom, I got you, sis. But no, it's, the Sherelle had to come to the court and tell them, okay, because I was a habitual offender. I was one of the people that didn't know how to keep my hands off people. And so I became like they was trying to say that I was hurting people, and I was just fighting, but that was back in my day. And so I kept going out putting my hands on the same person, like stop playing with me. I just told you, and so I kept doing it, and so I became a kind of habitual offender, and they would not let me out of jail. So my older sister had to come and say, you know what, I'm gonna take her to Richmond. I'm gonna keep her with me. It was okay. But in that time before that, Sherelle, remember that? I know you do. You can comment on that, you know. But in that time, I had to read a book. And it was a book by the writer. Her name was Juanita Bynum. And the book was called Matters of the Heart. And that the fact that I found out then that your mind, your brain, your heart has its own brain. And so you have to really, be mindful and know that you got to really be intelligent and really know what things are, not just think, believe, or whatever. You got to know what things are, because your heart can deceive you. And emotions, that's why, you got to work on your emotions. Sherelle said, LOL. But be mindful, because spirit is, I couldn't get out. That was the 10th day, the 10th or 11th day that I was like, okay, I got to go to court, and then I'm going to get out of here, because I've been in here for Easter. They gave me like this boiled egg, and it's pink, but it has no shell. Like,
Bro,
I
I
want to
swear
get.
they don't care.
I was like,
They do you dirty in there. They do not care.
they don't. They don't. They don't care about your health or
They
anything
don't
like
care about nothing.
that. Just
Like,
get me
okay.
out of here,
No,
okay?
for real.
So while I was reading that book, I learned a lot about certain things, and that's when I was, would call myself a Christian, and that's the things that are being taught are very similar. It's just that there's certain things you got to tweak. There's just no, for me, there's no person in the sky that I have to be speak to. I'm really speaking to the spirit within me.
Right.
And so I always ask the spirit to come into our conversations, whoever I'm talking to, into my situation, so that I can see what it is that I need, what I need to do on a higher level than what I'm doing. You being in the younger, the younger section over there, you in the young section over there. Can you tell the young people on how it's important for you to be tapped into a higher self and having a relationship with your higher power?
Honestly, I think it just wraps up what we were talking about in a whole. Discipline, discernment, knowing which way to go, you know, where not to go, lessons.
Right,
Honestly, I think that's why it's so important to be connected to the higher sources so that you can get through those things with grace.
right,
You know,
right.
honestly.
You really do. You really do. You also was telling me about a very important thing, because that we want to, we're around what has to happen. It's inevitable. Death is inevitable. But you were telling me something, and I was talking to my sons about it, and it was just wild, because you came through like this 2 weeks later, and we was talking about it. So pay attention. Those are signs. So Nisipu has some information on insurance and
Hmm.
how you can get living insurance. And that's another one of your businesses that you about to be, into and doing, starting your own. But the insurance to help people with funding, or I'm just seeing what's happening here, because I'm just putting on my glasses. I'm gonna have to fix that. It says test run. That's what happened. Remember earlier when we were saying that you was there already? You were
Hmm.
in the right one, but my streaming tripped out. So this is
Oh,
Blessings Are Contagious podcast, and that's what BACPS means. It means Blessings Are Contagious podcast. It's just not the test run. This is the show. So we're gonna fix that later. But can you just let the people know, like, all right, so in order for me to continue on I have to put down some things. Spirit will speak to you in all things. Spirit spoke to you about something. The highest power, the source, spoke to you about something. You don't have to say what that is, but when you heard that something that we talked about, and then you were like, okay, this is what I have to do. Um, how was that something that you said, okay, I can do this? For me, and when I told you mine was smoking, and I was like, yeah, I told Spirit, no, I don't want to put it down. Like, I don't want to put it down. Like, I don't want to put it down. But eventually I had to put it down.
Right.
And this is something that we have to do. You don't have to speak of what Spirit spoke to you about. I know that's our business. But it's important for these young, especially young women, to listen to yourself, your higher self, so that you can get better. No matter what the other person is saying, no matter what they over there saying, you have to stick to the plan. Go.
Yeah, you have to stick to the plan.
You have to
Sorry.
stick to the plan. Yes.
Okay. You have to give yourself grace too.
Yes. That's what you
You
said last
have
time.
to give yourself grace.
Mm.
Just in case you don't stick to the plan, but just know that you can go back to the plan.
Yes,
If that makes sense.
it does. Give yourself grace is important. Giving yourself grace is very important. Sherelle says, "Speak it, trust it, believe it, and it shall be done." Yeah, that's manifestation too, sis. You know, speaking it. You know the plan because you had the conversation with the higher power. I remember one time the higher power came into a bathroom and I was smoking black and mild at the time, and I was spitting up blood, but I still wanted to black and mild because I felt like I was going through it. I need to smoke, but spirit came in the bathroom with me and was sitting right there, and I felt the energy of, and so it was like even back then, I had to listen, even though some things come back, but you know why you should be listening, and knowing that that's very important for you to be disciplined.
Right.
Now, discipline is something that a lot of young ladies your age don't have.
Yeah, discipline. No, they don't. And honestly, I am coming up with a 60-day challenge starting
Oh,
Monday, June 1st. We're starting right on the 1st, 60-day run. And that 60-day run is exercising, reading Bible, reading Quran, whatever your religion is, you're reading, you're getting into the book, you're getting connected to the higher source. Money wise, figuring out a way to make some money. I don't care if you got a job or not. If you got a job, get some overtime. If you don't got a job, figure out how you can make some money.
right.
And the fourth one is just self care, pouring into yourself, making sure every day that you're telling yourself that you love yourself, that you're good with yourself, that you're an amazing person, and just doing that for 60 days and see where it gets you. So it starts June 1st.
I love that.
We're
Well,
doing
that's
it.
one of your strongest cousin's born day. That's Dejan born day,
Okay, period.
June 1st. So that's gonna be a strong, strong, strong campaign. So how do they reach out to you to like tell them to send you something so that you know they're on board? What's your handles?
So you can look me up, Naya So Wavy. Just Naya So Wavy. You'll find me. NeaSowavy. You will find me. And I'm
Okay.
actually going to post it's going to be a link. It's going to be a planner. So I'm going to have it all written out. And all you
Nice.
got to do is click on the link, click on the planner. The planner is going to be $5. It ain't nothing to pay $5 to get your life.
Right.
$5.
That's easy peasy money right there.
Easy peasy. You spend $5 on a burger at Burger King, okay? Like,
Which is crazy. Because back in my day, there was $1.25.
right, you spend $5 on hash browns because hash browns is $4.15 now. So like,
Oh my gosh, really? This is how much I don't eat out so much. So I don't know. So that's crazy. That's why I stopped. My last thing eating was at Starbucks. And I had gotten
I
like
love
two
me some
things
Starbucks.
and it cost me like $14. And I was like,
That's not that bad. I love me some Starbucks, honestly. That's my thing. I just had some Starbucks earlier. Like,
Oh, really? See, that's why I say this is all spirit led. Because I didn't know you had no Starbucks, and I
yep.
haven't had Starbucks in a couple
I
of
love me
years
some
now.
Starbucks. I have to have Starbucks every single day if I can. If I can go get Starbucks every day, I will. That's my thing.
Really? What you be
Yes.
getting over there?
I done got everything on the menu already. Like I done, everything. I done tried it all.
Yeah, they expensive, girl. I know that about them. I know
Now
that part.
their drink right now. I don't know. Don't go fast and go get this because I'm gonna be mad. Okay, so their drink right now is the butterfly drink, and if you get a venti, that's a big cup. It's $6 for that big old cup, and it's a drink. You can either get an energy drink or you can get it regular, and it's like coconut milk and like some other kind of juice. $6. You can't beat that. And it's a venti. You can't beat that.
Yeah, $6 at Starbucks.
Yeah.
Oh wow, you be budget shopping.
Oh, what? I girl be on a budget all the time. I mean, like, please. I love a good budget.
Absolutely, because $6 for a venti, that don't sound like, you know,
You know,
they give you a
it's
half a cup
there.
of the venti. What they
No, they give you
doing?
the whole thing. I think they give you the
Okay,
whole thing. Yeah, I'm telling you.
okay. Shouts out to them. Give them a little this. This is my
Yeah.
classic. Okay. All right. Now, what's your wavy on wheels? Like you just said, you know what I'm saying, this vamping is what we doing. We, coming back through, we doing some construction on the business and all this and good stuff. But what does that entail?
Honestly, I am looking to rebrand Wavy on Wheels completely. So it is a non-emergency medical transportation business, and I'm thinking about changing it. We're gonna do more so like Wavy on Wheels, like Meals on Wheels, like giving to the homeless, giving them food, giving them whatever, clothes, and it's like a wave, wavy on wheels. We on wheels. We on go. We helping those because what I just did the other day, it was amazing. I didn't even know that that many people would. Well, it was only two people, regardless. I didn't know that even two people would help me help someone else. So to have that feeling of like, dang, this can really happen. I can really make a difference, and I can have other people help me make a difference. So yeah,
Mm,
that's what Wavy on Wheels is now about to be. It's like we're giving to those God's other children. I don't like to call them homeless. I don't like to call them none. I like to call them
right,
God's children.
right. When I was a little girl, and I was gonna go right in there. I love how you went ahead and did my segue for me, because I was about to say, because what you did the other day, that was beautiful. It touched my
Thank you.
heart. It made a tear come out my eye. It was beautiful. I was like,
Thank
look at
you.
my niecey boo. Like that's beautiful. You know what I'm saying? But I was gonna say that's something that's definitely needed. Like you said, it was only two, but let two more be there, and then there it shall be. And
Right. It
so,
was definitely very small, but it touched my heart so much because they say that you're not supposed to post things like that, but that wasn't me. How can I explain it? I do stuff like that all the time, like all the time, and I don't record it because that's me, you know, and that's me giving because I feel like I should have to give at that moment. Like, oh, dang, I see somebody right here. Hey, here's something to drink. You didn't ask, but because they asked me, I felt like it was my responsibility to get help from others as well. See if other people want to get into the blessing too, or want to be a blessing to someone else.
yeah,
So that's why I broadcast it. I know people look at me like, you're not supposed to do that, but it was called for me to do that so that I can. It's like we got to make this a circle. We got to.
right. I feel like what you did wasn't a how they said it was a trap, like a what they call that when you sending out stuff where you trying to make people think that you're better or you're doing all this stuff for people just because of the
Mhm.
clout. It wasn't
Right.
that,
Right.
because you literally was on a run for like what you're doing for these young ladies now, or even young men that want to clock in on June 1st and start getting seeing how this works for you. Yes, we need more. Yes, Auntie said yes, we need more. But you was literally just out minding your business.
My
Someone
mother.
asked you because of your aura. I believe in auras. You have a beautiful aura around you right now. It's beautifully green and pink and all that. I see all that. It's not just your background. That's because I can read auras. But when this person saw you and they was just like started speaking to you and then asked you what you was eating for dinner.
Yeah, they actually asked me what I was eating for dinner, and I was like, it caught me off guard. I'm like, huh? Like that was very random because we wasn't even talking about that. We were talking about something totally different,
Mhm.
and they were actually talking about how I'm from Virginia, and they were like, you sound like you're from New York, but you have like a Virginia accent. What's going on? I was like, look, my family, they're from New York. Like, I caught on to some, like I don't
Yes.
sound like them, but like,
No, you do. We taught you how to talk. You're gonna definitely talk like you from New York. But go ahead.
And so we was talking about that, and then she just randomly was like, "What are you making for dinner?" I'm like, "I mean, I was gonna make some chicken, like."
Random, right? But that
But
random.
she was like, she was hungry, and if they wanted some food, I was like, she said, "What time can you be back?" I said, "I'll be back at 3 o'clock." I was back at 3 o'clock on the dot. You hear me? And from that moment of me talking to her, and I ran off, I said, "Okay, I'll be back at 3 o'clock." She said, "Okay, I'll be over there." I said, "Okay." From that moment of me running back to the house, just like that. Went to the store, got the stuff, came back, cooked, came back 3 o'clock on the dot. There you go.
Mm, mm. And you put your. I like how you were mindful enough to put your process, like record your process.
Right. Well, my friend, she was on me. Shout out to Cammy. Bro, my friend, she was on my head. Friend, you better be record. Friend, record. Did you record yourself making the food, friend? Cause you know how I am with content, friend.
That's out the
she from
friend.
she from Alabama.
Oh, we love her. Yeah. Hey, friend. Yes. And as we said that, it was 11111 on the clock. As we had said that, as far as documenting your process, um, and then have, like you said, you have people who know you and know that, hey, yo, I know what you do. Like, let's make sure that it's all proper and listening to your people around you that love you and who truly know you. So you documented because like you said, when she's saying only two people, she's saying only two people send her some extra cash so that she can make this blessing come through, so she can be, blessings are contagious, so she can, saying, could definitely do her thing. So two people came through, gave you some cash, you went to the store, you bought the food, you brought it to the crib, you're documenting your cooking the food and everything. And little mama, shouts out to the baby girl. She's trying to help cook the food. So definitely
Yeah,
there was
she
love and
helped.
more love.
She helped.
She did
She
help.
definitely
She
helped.
did. That's sweet. So she put her little baby love in there. You know what I'm saying? And then the people, when you went back out there, they was really, first of all, I heard somebody ask you how old you were. Why do you think
Hmm.
the lady asked you how old you were?
I guess because a lot of young people, they don't really move. I feel like I moved older than what I am, and a lot of people that are my age, they're not thinking about, hey, let's go help one of God's children. They're thinking about Don Julio, Actifulio in the club. Like that's what they're thinking about because I see it with my own eyes. Like
Right.
they're thinking about the trips to the Turcos and sitting on the boats with their booty poked out. You feel what
Yeah.
I'm saying? Like this is what they're thinking about. They're not thinking about how can I help someone else. It's all
Right.
about self in my generation. That's just how I feel. They're all about self. Now I can turn around, not saying it's gonna always be like this, but just for the time being, the brains are fried. It's the phones. We blame it on the phones. Y'all used to blame it on the phones. We blame it on the phones too.
Let's blame it on the phone because the phone is definitely something that we don't realize what the phone is about. We get into that at a later date, but this phone is very powerful. It listens to everything you got to say. It definitely, I had to put in there somewhere Blessings Are Contagious podcast, so that was driving me crazy. But it definitely changes the trajectory of your day. Like you could be feeling like you're gonna get up and do XYZ, and then you look at the phone,
Scroll on your
and
phone, right?
and then that literally changes your frequency. And
I would say wait, like, if you can wait 10 minutes when you wake up,
yes,
at least 10 minutes of not touching your phone, not looking at what time it is, nothing. Just being here in the present moment. Like, okay, I'm alive. First off, I'm alive. I woke
right,
up. There's people that don't wake up when they go to sleep.
right. Truly
So
don't.
I'm up. I'm alive. Okay, I got all my toes. I got my limbs. If I don't, I can feel what I do got. Okay, and
Yeah.
now let's start the day.
Yes, yes. Let's do that because we have to make that a normal thing. You know, I know they say it all the time, you know, here and there, whatever, but I want our people to know how important it is. Like before I touch my phone, I speak. I'm up all night anyways. Like I take yeah. I started taking pictures of when I get up. Like if someone calls me, like I have, you know, everybody knows I have 4 sons. And if I don't know where they are, um, and they call me. Before they call me, I get the note. I wake up like I wake up, and then I'm sitting there like I don't hear the phone. The phone, and I'm gonna say this because I tested it. I put my phone on silent one night, and I said, "Is it the fact that the phone is ringing and I don't know it's ringing, and then I hear the ringing?" No, it's literally the fact that I feel their energy and my spirit wakes up to receive them. And
Right.
so I get up and then I'm like, okay, well maybe I need to pray or something. And then boom, I get a text or I get a call from someone. And it even happened. Shouts out to Mr. Chapstar out there in Africa. He will be calling me tomorrow. We'll be having our meeting. He will be my first international guest on the show. He's going to send me something so I can learn how to say his African name because it's like I'm not going to do that. But you know what I'm saying? It's one of those names. And so, but his American name is Trapstar. So Trapstar, um, he had sent his energy even because he has a great energy. And I'm sitting there, I'm knocked out, and then I woke up and I saw something on the TV that reminded me of Uncle John and myself. And then on that it was a comedian. Shouts out to Nate Jackson. He's a great comedian. He like roasts his guests or whatever. It's a super funny guy. And so he gets up there and he asks the girl her name. Like it's one of the things he does. He's like, "What's your name?" And then she's like, "Guess." And he's like, "This is my show, but okay." And then he was like, she said, "Well, it's like 3 syllables." And then she said, "And it starts with a T." So he goes, "Well, what is it, Tynika?" Like literally, that's my name. So I'm up because I was like, "What's going on here?" Because first of all, the outfit with the orange, and he asked the couple about the orange. Uncle John, when he owned his club, Sugar Hill, he gave me some money. He said, "Go get us something to put on." So I went to the store, went to Macy's. I got us both burnt orange sweaters. I got us some jeans and some burnt orange Durangos. And so we were styling, you know what I mean? But this couple had on the same outfit. So
I'm
when it
crying.
woke me all the way up to knowledge that something's happening, that's when I got the call because they 6 hour difference in Africa. So when I got the call, it's like 4:30 in the AM. And so I had to be up. He said, "Did I wake you?" I said, "No, you didn't wake me. I was already up." And he heard about my show. And he likes how I take care of my guests. Like we sitting here having this conversation. I tell people all the time, you're gonna get what you want to get out because I do a pre-interview. But we just having a nice conversation. We never know how long it's gonna go. It's already gone a minute and 5 minutes over when we started. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But we gonna keep it pushing, you know what I'm saying? We want the people to know everything that we want to get out, and it's gonna come out in a good conversation. What Sherelle said, use it for your business or your contact, your loved ones. Other than that, put it down. All right. So Sherelle said, Sherelle said, use the phone for your business or to contact your loved ones, or other than that, put the phone down. That's what my older sister said.
Period. That's what I do.
Mm-hmm.
Hold on. My headphones.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's
That's
true.
that's what I do because people be getting mad at me. They be messaging me on like Facebook, Instagram, all of that. Look, I come up there, I post, I may like a couple of things,
Yeah.
I'm off. At that point, I'm off. You contact me, you got my number, we talk, cool, chop it up. After that,
Mm-hmm.
phone is somewhere else and I'm making
Right.
content, maybe making content on it, you know? So
Yeah, that's it. That's it. Like I even was hurrying up trying to call your dad. He was like, sis, I would love to come up there and support my baby girl. Tell her I love her. But you said she know I'm at work
oh yeah,
and
he
you're
is
not
at work.
allowed.
I forgot.
Huh?
I forgot he is at work.
Yeah,
I
he
think
is
my
at work.
phone is overheating. It keeps
No, I still see you're not getting no glitches or nothing. But
okay.
your dad did say he wish he could come up here, but he is at work. We we give thanks for that. But he said, y'all, have a great show. You know what I mean? We can't always be on our phones. When we are at work, they don't allow us to be on our phones, most jobs, you know what I'm saying? So if you can do that at work, do that for yourself and put, more of that business into that energy into yourself and in your business instead of scrolling and scrolling and scrolling. You know what I'm saying? It's not healthy for us. It's not healthy for our brain. Just like they say not to sit down and watch TV all day. Same thing goes for your phone.
Yes,
So we're gonna just
ma'am.
put that there. We're just gonna put that right there. You know what I'm saying? Anything else? Because I love that you just dropped your new endeavor coming up here June 1st. I love that you just dropped that on my show. Thank you so much. I appreciate
Thanks,
you for that.
Auntie.
Is there anything else you're doing?
No, honestly, I'm taking my time this time. I'm such a well, I used to be such a girl that would like jump here to here to here to here to here. And I think I finally found what my niche is. I finally found like what it is that I'm supposed to be doing.
Good.
So no, these are just the things. Look out for Wavy on Wheels, helping out the community. Um, Soon my insurance and you can come get a policy from me. I want to make sure that I get all of my states first before I start saying, hey, I do insurance because there can be people like, for example, you're in Georgia, I got some in Virginia. I want to make sure that everybody can contact me when they need to contact me and we can get the ball rolling there. Um, I did not mention that I am in school. I actually graduate in 2 years. Yeah, I graduate. I'm getting my bachelor's degree in psychology. So
Wow, that's
that's
beautiful, Mama.
thanks.
Congratulations. I'm super
Thank
happy for
you.
that.
I appreciate it. It's been such
Oh,
an amazing journey learning more about the human brain. I will be a psychiatrist, but this is years from now. I still got a whole like 6, 7 years before I can be a psychiatrist. So
right.
for the time being,
Yeah.
wavy on wheels, and that will still be going on as I am a psychiatrist.
That's right, because we didn't even know you were in school. So you did that. You know what I'm saying? That was just got that done. You know what I'm saying? About to graduate. And then this couple years gonna keep going. And at the end of the day, we need that. We need somebody in the family who can really like sit down and be like, nah, it's not that. Like stop
Yeah.
doing that. You're doing generational stuff. I was gonna cuss, but I'm not gonna cuss. we're gonna we're
Right,
gonna
right.
we're gonna say stuff, or we could say sugar, honey, iced tea.
You know,
You know what I'm saying? Like it's really that. And a lot of things that people don't understand is that just because you know somebody for doing something, what they say back in the day or whatever,
right.
understand people change.
Every time.
People change, and when they change for the better of them, ooh, those are the ones you watch. Those are the ones you
Right.
watch for, because it's gonna be something you're gonna be like, they did what?
And see, that's why I like to say that is just peeling layers, because I'm not changing. I'm just showing. It's just, hey, here's another leaf that you guys can see, or here's another petal. It's like a flower just blossoming.
Yes,
It's first
yes,
is like this, and then it's just slowly just coming out, and you're seeing more colors. You're seeing, more things. So that's how I like to look at it.
yes. That's a beautiful analogy. I love that. Yeah, absolutely. Especially when you're growing and life is what it is. This over here happening, that over there happening, but you're pushing forward on your track. You know what I'm saying? And then you are now in the position for it to grow that way. You know?
Right.
Yeah, I love that. You're not being pulled by weeds.
Okay. 'Cause chop chop. You got to go.
Gotta chop them. Gotta chop them weeds and keep on growing. You know what I'm saying? And I love that because when I do this, I love this. You know, we all, me and my sons, we have other things that we have going on. People are going to be like, wow, they were doing that. Yeah, we were doing that in the background. We were doing that. We were making sure that this was happening, that was happening. Shouts out to my sons. I'm super proud of them that they know how to keep pushing past all adversities. You know, we're family, so you already know what it is. You know what I'm saying? As far as so many things that can take us down because this happened and that happened and that happened. But it shows our people how much we love them, but
Right.
us keep moving in the great fashion that we move in, learning things. Because I said, okay, Niecy Pooh. Now I done heard that you can get this living insurance, and you can borrow against it so that we can make our businesses grow even more. And what you said? Oh yeah, auntie.
Yeah, we could definitely get living insurance for sure.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
just make sure you can get living insurance, and it's used for when you go through something catastrophic, cancer diagnosis, stroke, heart attack, and you can't work. You're in the hospital, or maybe you got hospital bills, or just whatever. You can take that money from your living benefits and you can use it for whatever. If that's for your house, make sure your house is good, make sure your kids
Yeah.
are good, make sure you're good. Like, that's something that you have access to.
Yeah, because a lot of people feel like, man, I don't put so much in to insurance, and then it's not like really paying off until you're gone, and sometimes
Right.
that.
And then you can also get certain policies where you can actually put up a lump sum of money, and then you can get interest added onto that lump sum of money that you put in, and then you can borrow against that money. I mean, you're gonna have to pay it back, of course, but
Yeah.
you can
It's a
borrow
loan.
against it. Yeah, it's a lot of different policies that you can get, and I think people just think when you say life insurance that they're like, oh, that means death. No, that's death insurance. It's the difference between life and death insurance. Okay, death insurance is what it is. Life is what it is.
Yeah, so it's two different things.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's go ahead and break that up because that's not the same thing. And in our community, you know what I'm saying, we you know what I'm saying, sometimes we can be a little stuck in our ways.
Right.
And tradition can sometimes mess you out because you're not realizing there's new things that you're not like. You got to come out of that. It didn't work for grandma. It didn't work for such and such, but it's new times as well. So
Right.
change sometimes in tradition is good.
Right.
Right, because when you said that, I was like, I was hearing things, but I didn't have much knowledge, and then I didn't know anybody that I can really trust. You know what I'm saying? And
Right.
it's good to have somebody in my family, clock it, that knows about insurance, because now me and the boys can really sit down business wise and really get that what we have to do, because
Right.
I'll be 53 years young this year, this
Okay.
August, and I
Period.
need my little insurance, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because sometimes you can get into insurance and then the prices be crazy.
Well,
How was that?
it really depends on what kind of policy you're getting. Honestly, your health, what's your health background, what kind
Mm-hmm.
of job you do, like that
Mm-hmm.
all plays a factor on how much money. Now, I can say if you're paying a lot of money, you most likely have life benefits, like living benefits, because if you're just having just a regular, there's nothing wrong with you. You're healthy. Your premium should be pretty low, unless you're doing some kind of investing.
Right. Okay. Okay. So that's the thing. It's about them doing their research and then having a good agent like yourself when you get all your paperwork together for you to, because that's another thing. It takes a lot of us people who are tapped in and have a different heart, like yourself, in different businesses and different companies and stuff. We need y'all. We need us. That's
Right.
it. Period. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Because we do need that. But in all that we saying, we definitely gonna come back when you do get those credentials, and we're gonna let the people know, hey yo, we got to do this, we got to do that.
Yeah, because right now I'm only in Texas. I'm only in Texas, and I know I got family outside of Texas. So I'm like,
Yes,
family,
yes.
let me get it, and then I can help you guys out. But right now I'm just in Texas. So I mean, some of y'all in Texas to come out. Like,
Yeah. I'm coming out there. You and Will live out there. My bro Will. That's wait, what she said? Past my bedtime. I love you, ladies. Talk about it. Blessings are contagious. I love you too, sis. I love
love
you
you too,
too.
Auntie.
Yeah.
I think my, I think there's people that's got to come out here.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, we're gonna stop it because we already went way over, but we definitely gonna have part 3. I mean part 4. This is part 3. Part 4. Blessings on 4. I'm gonna go ahead and give shouts out to my sponsors right now. So y'all see, wait for me. Like I said, it's out there in California. Shouts out to Chris and Karen. Thank y'all so much for being my sponsors and making sure that the podcast keep going and doing what we're doing. Thanks to them, that what their business do is that you can be an assistant or become an assistant. It's a two-way app. You can make money or you can, pay somebody to help you get to your big money, either way. Out there in California. Then we have out there in Virginia, Mike Diamond with Virginia Villains, www.thevirginiavillains.com. Y'all can go and look them up. He has 2 stores, one uptown, one downtown. He has a campaign in the one downtown where let's get some money together, you know what I'm saying? So y'all, look him out. He does a lot of things. He got the Peace Valley, 19th annual Peace Valley coming up here soon in a couple of months in Virginia, downtown Newport News. Also, we have ICDA. ICDA is right here in Atlanta. That is Inner City Dope Associations. What he does is he has his own online magazine, and I'm in the March issue. And I'm also on the cover. So, it's a really good read. Yeah, I want to go and check out the read. That's the March edition. But, they down here in Atlanta, online magazine. Thank y'all so much for being my sponsors. And we already talked about DLE Radio, and DLE DLE TV is coming soon. So yeah, check them out. Has a great situation going on over there, DLE. But go ahead and tell the people, what's your golden nugget?
What's my golden nugget? Okay, my golden. I can't
Yeah,
okay.
golden nugget is something that I'll be
I know,
like.
I know. I agree. You just threw me up. You threw me up. All right.
Okay.
But my golden nugget is no matter what, keep going, keep pushing, keep striving, have no excuses, and it's okay to have a moment.
Oh, I love that. Keep going. It's okay to have a moment. That's something that we definitely gonna have to put in the Golden Nugget book. I love that one right there. Y'all definitely, that's a fact. You know what I'm saying? Keep going. Even today, for me, things was happening, life was lifing. But I apologize for that 13 minutes lateness. But that's why I kept going on, and we can go further. We would, but that just give us time to come back and have part 4. And so y'all can see what's going on with the growth, because this whole conversation was about your journey and your growth in your journey. So
Yeah.
I give thanks for you being transparent.
Thanks, Auntie. Thank you for even having me up here. It was such amazing. I already knew this was going to be amazing. I already knew the conversation that we were going to have, and I was very excited to have it.
Thank you. I appreciate you, Mama, for sure. Every time I have you on the show, you know what I'm saying? I know it's something that's going to be edified for someone else, especially in your age group and also in my age group, to be able to understand how we can assist and build a gap between our generations so that we can become better and better and elevate in life, period. So thank you so much for that. I love you so mumuch. Kiss the babes for me. And we give thanks you guys so much for sitting up here with us on Blessings Are Contagious podcast. I apologize for the state on my thing there, but this is definitely Blessings Are Contagious podcast show. And we thank y'all for tuning in. Don't hang up, but I'm be right but with you, Nisi. But everybody else, y'all be looking out for next week's show. It's gonna be a great show. Thanks again to all my sponsors and to my radio station. Thank y'all so much. Thanks to Aunt Sherelle for making sure that, you know what I'm saying, she's up here with us all the way up past our bedtime. Thank y'all. I love you so much. Peace and blessings. Peace.